Hi, beautiful people. This is Susian from Consulting Susian. I would like to speak about the topic about resistance. Have you ever received or experienced resistance internally and also externally? Externally, from the people around you, and you want to level up your life and you want to do better and you want to change your life totally. And then you also get maybe internal resistance, like in the form of fear and self doubt and procrastination. Okay, this video clip that I'm about to make now is all about resistance and how it affects our manifestation process and how we want to create our best life. So please stay tuned and I'll be back in a second. Thank you. Hi, beautiful people. Say, for example, you want to level up your life, you want to change your life, you want to live your best life, you want to manifestate that thing and that lifestyle that you want to manifestate. But it means that you need to do some things to change yourself and change your habits. Maybe you need to stop drinking or smoking to have a healthy, more healthier life, so you can go there and do that sports activity and do all the other stuff you need to do to actually become that person that you want to become. You will receive resistance. Number one, you're not used of this. You're used of being the mundane, normal, disempowered person that's not growth minded, that's more fixed minded. So you need to now move from a fixed minded state to a growth minded state. And that's internal, that's your internal struggle. So you decide, wow, I'm going to stop smoking because I want to achieve this better health, because I want to do the sport. So you decide on a certain day you're stopping smoking because really it's affecting your health and your ability to achieve all you want to achieve. You really want to level up. Okay. So you decide, well, honestly, I'm gonna stop smoking. But now I'll tell you the truth, honest truth with the whole process. The day you decide I'm not gonna do this anymore, then the subconscious starts playing around. Then we have things like self-sabotaging that comes to play, and also procrastination. We start delaying the process because now it's uncomfortable. You see, it's uncomfortable to think of the day that you will stop smoking, because you smoke like maybe 4 times, 3 times, 6 times a day. Some people smoke as much as 2 packs a day. However, right, you in this process, you have this desire, and maybe you have a coach, and your coach is also working with you to achieve that's a goal, so you can level up your life, and you really want to do this. You see, you're very inspired. You just watched all these motivational uh, videos about how you can live your best life, how you can become that person you want to become by just taking charge of your life. Now you have the cigarettes. The cigarettes has taken all charge of your life. It has been controlling you all this while, all these years, because you've been smoking, and that's your addiction. You know what I mean. It's something you actually identify yourself to that cigarette, to those cigarettes, and you call yourself a smoker. So when they come to a point and they ask you, are you a smoker or non-smoker? You say, I'm a smoker. So you've got an identity. Now the issue is to move away from that identity of being a smoker, which is now a foreign state of mind for your subconscious mind and your conscious mind. So they're fighting. So you're thinking about this now. Tomorrow I'm gonna stop the smoking. How I'm gonna cope with this thing tomorrow. So you take all the cigarettes, you discard them, you give them away, you destroy them, whatever. You're not buying cigarettes anymore. However, you work with people that smoke as well. So you got your smoking buddies at work or even at home. Your wife smokes, but you really want to stop smoking. So what do? That's the most interesting part of changing life. It's interesting because the fact that we desire deep inside to have this change. However, we're not sure how to go about doing it because we are prisoners of the old situation. We have imprisoned ourselves in those old perceptions, right? So the first thing you need to understand that you have internal resistance. Then you start sabotaging yourself by making sure that that cigarette is there. Your wife will not stop smoking. You live and tell her, let's not stop together. I'll stop first and you stop next. So that means that cigarettes and the smell of cigarettes was still in your house. So you still have that connection, that emotional, subconscious connection with the cigarettes because it's there in the house. That's self-sabotage. at its best, because the mere fact is that if you decide that you want to stop smoking and you have a partner in a house that smokes too, you'll have to do it together, because it actually works better that way. In a sense that in your environment, there'll be no more smoking. Okay, another thing that we also have is procrastination. Okay, we're not going to do it now, honey. We'll do it maybe next month. We'll start next month. Let's smoke the last pack of cigarettes. That's the addiction speaking, because you really think you really desire and you need this thing, because you cannot operate without it. And people that smoke for like 20 years, since the age of 18, it becomes part of their identities. And we are humans that actually attach things to ourselves. Like, for example, if you a soccer player, you now identify yourself as soccer player. You don't see like something outside of you. If you are a vegetarian or a vegan, you don't see it as something outside of you. You now identify yourself to that. And yet what it does, it holds an emotional place in your energy field. Right? So then the other parts of it all is that we also have external resistance, resistance from our close friends and families, people that are in our inner circle, and those people will still see you as Joe the smoker. Now you don't want to smoke anymore. So they won't kind of catch on to that as soon as you want them to do, because they're still holding on to Joe the smoker. So when you go to events and go to family gatherings and they offer you cigarettes and you say, no, I don't smoke it anymore, and they laugh at you because they know you as Joe the smoker, and they know that you used to smoke two packs of cigarettes a day. See, that's the problem with habits. Habits become part of who we are. So, and then people start identifying us as those habits too as well. Just as we identify ourselves as those habits, the people around us, it's supposed to be our cheerleaders, those people that are supposed to love us unconditionally. They also have a problem and they give resistance to the change. So them too, them actually make sure that there's always cigarettes when you're around, so they can really check if you really committed to this no smoking journey now, because you used to smoke since you're 18 years old, and you used to have fun times together sitting and smoking and discussing and maybe even drinking. So you see, so it becomes like a social thing. You walk into a place in a bar and you smell smoke, and automatically you just crave a cigarette because you smell the smoke. So it's the most difficult journey for a smoke or any addiction to be released from a person's aura and a person's mind, because it attaches you in a very emotional way. It connects your smoking to camaraderie, to family, maybe to love with your wife, and that connection and that bond you'll have together because you're about to smoke if she's a smoker. So that's the thing with self-sabotage and resisting, because now we are resisting, and all these things that we have within our subconscious issues cause a resistance. So there are ways and techniques to work on resistance. And if you have an effective life coach that's dealing with you, they can unpack those things, because you need to manifestate this goal of dropping these cigarettes, because you need to really get charge and control of your health. And the only way you can get control of your health if you stop smoking. So I just want you guys to know that there's nothing really bad or good in this world. However, if it doesn't benefit you to smoke, then you shouldn't be smoking, because it doesn't benefit you for a health reason. It's a proven fact. If it doesn't benefit you to drink, then don't drink. If you feel that's part of who you are and you want to make that identity, then it's also your choice. But the day you want to take away that identity and level up yourself so you can be better in your health and in your mind, then it becomes difficult because of the whole attachments we have with these identities, that I'm a smoker, I'm a meat eater, I'm a carnivore, I only eat meat. We start identifying these things that are they're supposed to be just to pleasure us. However, they become parts of our identities. And that's the most difficult part of changing habits and creating good habits. Changing from a bad habit and creating a good habit is the fact that we need to release the emotional attachments we have with these little habits, bad habits, if you call them that. So we use things like procrastination. We push things forward. I won't do it this week. I'll do it next week, honey. We use things like self-sabotage. We make sure we set ourselves subconsciously for failure. We make sure, like for example, you go somewhere and maybe you don't drink and you go to a party and you don't go with your cool drink, and you get there and they offer you alcohol and you drink it because you didn't bring anything else. That's self-sabotage. So we need to be aware of things like that. Self-sabotage and also procrastination. Now, these two things are there because of the fact that your body needs to feel comforted. And when you're in something that like a uncomfortable situation where you're doing something new, your body will fight, your subconscious will fight, because we have taught ourselves subconsciously that we identified ourselves to these things. Now all of a sudden you decide you're gonna quit. That's the reason why we have AA meetings that in most cases are not very successful, and sometimes they do become successful, but after a long time of working through your issues, having somebody to talk to, but they don't really go into the inner reasons why you actually connected to these habits and these addictions. Right, so, I would like to continue with this video clip because this topic is very interesting. I would like to now talk about it instinctively about the procrastination and the self-sabotage and how we can actually overcome those. Okay, so please, thank you and stay tuned for my next video clip. I hope this was enjoyable. Thank you. Goodbye.